Methods of communication earlier, in which I expressed that certain obstacles are there in the process of communication, due to which the receiver is not in a state to understand the message in the same sense and spirit as the sender wants him to interpret. So these barriers can be removed if we follow the 7 C's of communication. It makes the communication more effective in an organization and more smooth in an organization. These 7 C's are candid, clear, complete, concise, concrete, correct, and the last one, courteous. Now the first C is, that is candid. When we talk about candid, it means the message should be direct and straightforward. Whatever we want to convey to the receiver, we should not beat about the bush. Whatever we want to say, we must express the message or information frankly in a straightforward way, without beating about the bush. So, message should be straightforward, it should be direct. Second is clear. When we say the message is clear, means message should be simple, it must be clear to the receiver. And for making the message clear, first of all, the message should be clear in the mind of sender. He must have clarity of thoughts, what he wants to convey to receiver. He must be clear about the objectives of communication. He must be clear about the channel which is going to use for the purpose of communication. What results, what actions he expects from the receiver. Everything must be clear to him, and while conveying the message, the clarity of expression is also needed. And when we talk about the clarity of expression, means certain points that should be kept into the mind when the sender is going to convey the message to make it more clear. First of all is, we must use precise and concrete words. Unnecessary, complex words should not be used. Message should be simple. For example, after studying the market reports and other relevant data of different markets, we can infer that the share market is lucrative for investment. So it is more technical, more complex. It is not much clear to the receiver. So use simple words, simple sentences, like the same sentence can be repeated as, after studying the market, we recommend that investment in shares is profitable. Same is, do not use pompous words. Do not use heavy words. For example, terminate. Use the simple word end. Fascination. Attraction. Utilize. Use. Procure. Get. Deem. Think. Interrogate. Question. So instead of using the heavy words, use simple words. Another way is to use the words which the receiver is familiar. For example, do not use the word domicile, use the word home. The receivers are not familiar with this term. Subsequent, after, profoundly, deeply. Moreover, certain other points which should be considered to make the message more clear. Sentences should be short. One main idea should be the part of one sentence. We should arrange the words logically. Headings, tabulations, graphs, line charts, pie charts, colored capital, italic letters can be used to make the message more clear if it is to be conveyed in written form. Do not use technical words. We should use simple words. For example, technical is, the company earned 20% rate of return on equity. Equity is the word which is technical. Common students may understand, but ordinary man may not be able to understand. So use ordinary words like, the company earned 20% rate of return on owners' money. So it will be more clear that equity represents owners' money. Another C is complete. It means the message should be complete in all aspects in order to avoid any sort of misunderstanding, misinterpretation, ambiguity. The message should be complete. And for that purpose, if we make the message complete, certain benefits are there definitely. Means if the message is complete, we may get the desired result, we may get the desired action on the part of receiver. It builds up the image of the organization. Business organizations can avoid costly lawsuits because if information is incomplete. For example, if something is concealed in prospectus, annual report, or financial statements, obviously the company bears the consequences for the same. And if the message is complete, then sometimes unimportant messages become important, it fascinates the receiver and he is ready to follow the instructions. For making the message complete, we must try to give answer of all 5 W's. That is, who, what, when, where, why. Suppose if you want to convey any information regarding a conference, the notice is to be conveyed, then in that case we must specify the when the conference is going to be held, where it is to be held, why it is to be conducted, what are the matters to be discussed, who are going to address in the conference, how many members are expected to attend the conference. In addition to that, to make the message complete, we may know that certain queries may arise on the part of receiver and we try to give all the answers of those queries in the message in the very beginning. For example, if we are writing a letter to customer to sell a product, we know that he is interested in asking about the price, quality, quantity, usage. So, while drafting a sales letter, while conveying the message, all such questions, answers should be the part of message. We must explain about the price, quality, quantity and the usage of the products. Some other relevant information can also be given to make the message complete. Now the 4th C is concise. When we talk about the message should be concise, it means that the message should be to the point with the fewest possible words. Means unnecessary repetition should be avoided, fewest possible words should be used, and the message should not be lengthy. It should, if it is lengthy, obviously the receiver will get irritated, he will lose the interest in the message and he may get confused, and the communication will be the very purpose of communication. Communication won't be effective then. So to make it more effective, it is required that the message should be brief to the point. For that purpose, what we may do, instead of using the phrases, if possible, single word should be used. For example, at the present time, use the word now, due to the fact that, because, despite the fact that, although, will you kindly, please, keeping in view, considering. Do not use the wordy expressions. For example, I'd like to say that I'm going. Say, I'm going. Allow me to say how useful your suggestions were. Just say, your suggestions were very useful. Avoid using the repetitive words. For example, 9 a.m. in the morning. A.m. itself is the time which reflects morning. So 9 a.m. in the morning is unnecessary making the message clear. Say 9 a.m. In my personal opinion is always personal. So not in my personal opinion, in my opinion. Period of 1 month. 1 month itself denotes the time period. So simply say 1 month. Then do not use unnecessary prepositional phrases like wish to suggest. Say suggest. Order for goods. Order goods. Main purpose should be the part of the message. Lengthy introductions, lengthy explanations should be avoided. So it will make the message more concise. Now the 5th C is concrete. When we talk about concrete, it means that message should not be vague, it should be specific, it should be to the point, based on facts and figures if possible. For example, if we say that the price of the washing machine is very high, this is not a concrete message which is conveyed. It will creep up, obviously, ambiguity or doubt in the mind of receiver. What do you mean by high? For some people, rupees 10,000 may be a high price, and for some people, rupees 60,000 price may not be high. That depends upon the economic background of a person. So do not say the price of washing machine is high. It is not a clear message. If possible, it should be concrete, specific, to the point. Say the price of the machine is rupees 30,000. So it is more clear, no chance of any ambiguity, no chance of doubt in the mind of receiver. Do not use the words like early, low, many, large, quick, soon, slightly, least, very big, a few, small, about, slow, most, easy. For example, if we say that he is to arrive here very soon, he is going to arrive at this place very soon. Very soon. What do you mean by very soon? Within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, within 15 minutes? You do not know. So message is not clear. Be concrete. Say he is going to arrive at this place within 10 minutes. So it will not generate any kind of ambiguity in the mind of receiver. And we should not use passive voice, we should use active voice. For example, the goods were received by us. Do not use such words, such sentences. Say we received the goods. The conflict among the workers was solved by the top management. This is passive voice. Use active voice. Top management to solve the conflict of workers. The next C, the sixth C is correct. When we talk about the message should be correct, it means there should not be any sort of spelling error, grammar error, or any facts and figures which are given in the message should not be errorsome. Statistical information, any content which is given in the message, that should be accurate, that should be correct. If the information is not correct, the figures are manipulated, information is manipulated, then the receiver will lose the interest, he will lose the confidence in the communicator. Obviously, it is also going to tarnish the image of the organization. So, message should not be errorsome, message should not be incorrect, it should be correct. Before explaining any message, we must ensure that facts and figures, whatever are given in the message, it must be accurate. Grammatical, punctuation and spelling error should be checked. It should not be the part of message, and the right language should be used. The last C of communication, making the communication effective, that is courteous. To make the message courteous, one must consider that we should use the polite tone. In a humble manner, the message should be conveyed to the receiver. And for that purpose, we should be considerate, compassionate and friendly. We should avoid becoming sarcastic, impatient and irritated. While communicating, to ensure the courtesy, certain points should be considered. These are, first of all, the sender's mind should be calm, it should not be perturbed, he should not be irritated. If he is irritated, obviously he will not use the right tone and will create disturbance in the mind of the receiver also, he will perturb him too. Use polite and respectful tone. It doesn't mean that being polite, use please and thank you time and again. Your tone must be polite, it must be courteous. If you are taking favor of any person, use thanks, thank you. If you are requesting somebody, use the word please. And it should be always kept into mind that we should not hurt the emotions emotions of any person. We must maintain the dignity and self-respect. We should not insult. We should not be sarcastic. Right? So we should be humble, polite and respectful towards others. So these all are the 7 C's of communication. I hope it is